Hello everybody, hello Mr. Story. Today I will be talking about enzymes in the digestive system. Meat is a protein that is mainly digested in the stomach. The first step of digestion starts inside your mouth. You start chewing with your teeth. When you chew, you release saliva, and the saliva itself contains digestive enzymes. The most used enzyme in your saliva is amylase. Chewing helps break down your food, and it helps your body too by making it easier for your food to flow down the esophagus, and also helps your stomach metabolize the food. Since your meat is not primarily digested in the mouth, it continues its way down the digestive system as meat. For now, the meat glides down the tongue and through the epiglottis, which is a flap that keeps chewed food from going down the windpipe and into your lungs. Then we have the peristalsis, which is the muscle movement that forces your food into the esophagus from the throat into your stomach. Coming up next, we have a nice bar of chocolate. A chocolate bar is made up of fats. Fats are mainly digested in the small intestine. Fats are lipids. Lipid is a nutrient that contains high-level energy. Lipids are also called oils when they're in a liquid state, and they are called fats when they're in a solid state, like a chocolate bar. When digested, lipids form glycerol and fatty acids. Again, you will chew your food with your teeth, and remember to chew it well in order to avoid any heartburns, indigestions, constipation, headache, and low energy. And you don't want that, so don't forget to chew, chew, chew. And lastly, we have a potato. Potatoes are carbohydrates. Carbohydrates start being digested in the mouth with the release of amylase. The amylase begins to break down the bones that the carbohydrates polysaccharides are containing together. The salivary glands play an important role in the digestion. They produce saliva which contains enzymes that break down the carbohydrates, starch, into sugar molecules, and it then continues to be digested in the upper stomach. The stomach is a muscular organ, and it is where your food goes right after it passes down through your esophagus. In order for the food to pass into your stomach from the esophagus, it goes through a valve called the lower esophagus sphincter. The stomach has pepsin and protease to help break down the protein. The carbohydrate then continues to be digested in the upper stomach. The amylase breaks down the maltose into glucose. The protein makes its way into the stomach. We are now saying hello to the protein digestive enzymes, which are now breaking down the bones that are holding together the amino acids of the protein. Below the stomach we have the pancreas, which is an enzyme-producing gland. In the pancreas there is trypsin. Enzymes from the pancreas help the digestion of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins in the small intestine. Now we are heading down to the small intestine, which is the longest part of the alimentary canal. In the first part of the small intestine we have the duodenum, which is where the enzymes and the bile are added to digest our food. Next to the duodenum we have the gallbladder organ, which looks like a sac. It also stores and releases bile, which is a chemical produced by the liver, and releases it into the small intestine. There is also the jejunum, which is the middle segment of the small intestine, between the duodenum and the ileum, which absorbs most of the food nutrients before being passed down onto the ileum. Then we have the villi, which is a small finger-like projections in the small intestine that helps the absorption of food. Then, in your small intestine, the amylase finishes the digestion of carbohydrates. And the fats are also finally digested in the small intestine by an enzyme called lipase. And finally, the dissolved nutrients from the small intestine absorb into the bloodstream. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.